Kong dog toy sizes. Which size is the correct one for your dog, and which size should you never buy? We're going to talk about both of those. First, I have so many comments from subscribers asking, what size Kong do I get for my dog? So I thought I would go through some of them, give you some examples so you can determine what's the correct size for your puppy or for your adult dog. I look at the size of the dog's head and especially their nose. If they have a broad muzzle and a deep muzzle, then I know they're not going to be able to use a small Kong. They're at least going to have to use a medium Kong. So let's look at this picture of the Bulldog. I have a comment from a subscriber and he asks me, I have an 8-week-old Bulldog. Which Kong do I buy? And I wrote back to him, medium puppy Kong. You need the extra size of the medium puppy. So you have the large enough opening so your Bulldog with the very broad face can get their nose into the Kong and eat the food. You would never use a small one on this Bulldog because the puppy can't get into it. Same as, let's look at the next picture of the little beagle. See that broad face? So again, it's going to be the medium Kong. Let's look at some other pictures of puppies. Here's a comment from a subscriber. I have an 8-week-old Akita. Which Kong do I choose? I would go with the same thing. Even though it's an 8-week-old puppy, look at this Akita puppy with the broad face, big head. You don't want a small Kong. You want a medium Kong. Enough room. You can say the same thing for this 8-week-old Labrador and the 8-week-old Golden. Anything in that larger breed puppy between 8 and 10 or 11 or even 12 weeks is going to be the medium size Kong. And it's going to be the puppy Kong. Puppy Kong because it's for a puppy, soft enough for the puppy. When do I move to the large Kong? Let's look at this German Shepherd puppy, 4 months old. Or this Lab puppy. Or the Bernese Mountain Dog puppy. All of those puppies are too big for a medium Kong. So they would go to the large Kong. Again, the large puppy. Now you have to watch because with those breeds, if they start to chew on the top of the Kong, then you're going to have a problem and they're going to start to get little bits off. That's when you want to move to the large Classic Kong. The Classic Kong is for an adult dog, for a puppy that's finished teething, or those strong breed puppies that just need that little bit extra strength. So here's another comment from a subscriber. I have a 4-month-old English Cocker Spaniel. And you see the pictures here of the English Cocker Spaniel puppies. And you see they have a broad mouth, have a little bit more length of nose. And she's asking, what size? She also says, my English Cocker puppy is a really strong chewer. What I wrote back to her was, start with the medium puppy Kong. Large enough for the puppy to get the food out of. But if it's a really strong chewer, time to move to the Classic. Remember, the Classic Kong is tougher, stronger, much better. So if you're English Cocker Spaniel, start with the puppy, move to the Classic. What about the Labradoodle? The Labrador Retriever has this big broad head. The Poodle has the narrower head. So, and when you have a Labradoodle, you have a dog with a strong bite. If you have a puppy, 8, 9, 10 weeks old, then you would use the medium puppy Kong. The Labradoodle puppy may be able to use the puppy Kong until it's about 3.5, 4 months old. But when you're finding that they empty the Kong too quickly, or that they're having a little bit of trouble getting down to the bottom because they can't quite get their mouth in to finish the Kong, then it's time to switch to the large. This is a large puppy. Again, the softer Kong, because it is easier on the puppy's jaw, but definitely a large for your Labradoodle. Also for your Goldendoodle. So if you have a 4-month-old Labradoodle or Goldendoodle, it's going to be the large puppy. Now, look at the picture of the Poodle and you'll see the difference. See the long, narrow nose on the Poodle and the wider, broader nose on the Goldendoodle and Labradoodle. So you know that the Poodle could get their nose into the medium Kong for a longer period of time than the Goldendoodle and the Labradoodle. I hope this is helping you. I just want to go through some different breeds and tell you so you can make your own assessment of what Kong is right for your dog. Now, I also said, never buy this Kong. Here's the reason. Let's look at Nikki. Nikki is an adult dog, so we could give her the small Kong, and because she's an Italian Greyhound, she can get her nose in there. She could lick it out, but it empties so quickly. So what I use for Nikki is the medium Kong. The Kong I would never use for Nikki is the large Kong. Why? Because it is bigger and the hole is bigger. And she could get her jaw caught in here. I would never use the extra large, which has an even larger opening. Now, one of my comments was, gee, I thought I should always buy the largest Kong for my puppy because I could put more food in it. Well, the reason is if you put more food in it, of course, the puppy can't get to the bottom and eat the food. And also, with this extra large Kong, look at how large the opening is. Now, Nikki could get her nose in there, but she could get her jaw stuck. She could get in there and get her jaw stuck. So the size you never buy for your dog is the size that is so big that they can get their bottom jaw stuck in the Kong. So I'd never buy an extra large. I wouldn't even buy a large because Nikki couldn't get to the bottom of it. They can only go as far as their tongue, okay? And that one is much too big for her. So the perfect size for her is the medium. She can get her tongue in, she can lick it, and she can empty it. Now, if you have a Pitbull and you have a 4-month-old Pitbull or a 4-month-old Rottweiler or a 4-month-old any of the really strong-jawed breeds, the Red Classic in large is what you would start with. But if you found that the Red Classic, that your dog was really chewing on it, I've seen dogs, they try to eat the rubber on the top or the bottom, then just like anything else, you throw it away and you go to the next strongest Kong, which is the black Kong. Now you'll see pictured here the black large, the black extra large. And that's the size you would get for the really strong-jawed dogs. If you're getting some valuable information from this video, please press the subscribe button and ring the bell, and you'll get all the future episodes. So here's just a couple more examples. I have a comment from a subscriber, and Miguel says to me, I'm adopting a 5-year-old Dogo Argentino. What size Kong? I would say to him, the largest you can get and the strongest. So I told him an extra, extra large in the extreme, the black. because you want something for your dog that they cannot destroy. Also, for the little tiny dogs, if you have a dog under 10 pounds, then, of course, if you have a puppy, you would use the puppy Kong. I have Raphael ask me, I have 2 dogs, a miniature pincer and a Shih Tzu. And which Kongs do I use? Both of the dogs are 2 years old. And I wrote back, the miniature pincer has the longer, narrower nose, so you'd go with the small. And the Shih Tzu, which has a more wider, broader face, I would go with try the medium. Now, if it's a really small Shih Tzu or it's a different size, you have to do your own experimenting. You might use the small, but remember, broader face has to have the larger opening to work with. So I hope I've given you enough examples that you can look at your dog and say, okay, I've got a beagle, it's 12 weeks old, I need the medium puppy. Or I've got a boxer, it's 4 months old, I need the large puppy. Or I have an adult golden retriever, I need either the large or the extra large in either the classic red or the black. That's what I do. I look at the size of the dog, the size of the head, and the wideness of the muzzle, and I determine which Kong is best. But everything is a trial, and if you find that Kong's not working, then, you move to a next larger size or next smaller size. If your dog leaves everything in the bottom of the Kong and they can't get to it, then you're probably better to go to a smaller one. You can stir it up. If you have a puppy, stir it up so they can get it out, because you know they're going to be growing into this, or they're going to be growing into the large. But don't give your puppy a Kong that's too small. If you have a 4-month-old golden retriever and you have a puppy Kong like this that you've had since the puppy was 8 weeks old, please throw it away, donate it, do something with it. But please don't give it to your dog any longer. One of my subscribers asked, she has a 3-pound Yorkshire Terrier. Does she use the extra small Kong or the small Kong? I don't use the extra small Kong for any dog. I just feel it's so tiny. So if you have a 3-pound Yorkie, I would use, and it's a puppy, I would use the small puppy Kong. That way you can put a little bit of food in it, you can put baby food, you can put canned food. And if you don't want to fill it all the way to the bottom, you could put a couple little tiny pieces of chicken or something in the bottom, and then fill it. You can do that with any Kong. If you find your dog can't quite get to the bottom, put in some treats in the bottom, and then put your filler in so that your dog has to work for it. Take a look at my videos that show you the different fillings for Kongs. Here's one that is on best fillers and uses for Kongs. If you have a senior dog, then you certainly don't want the black or the blue or the red. You want a purple Kong. Purple is for senior, different texture, and whether you have a small dog, it would be the small, or the medium or the large. So there are Kongs for every age, for every breed, for every type of dog. You just have to find the right one for your dog. For anyone that's wondering, this is me. This is what I always looked like before COVID. If you're looking for more videos on Kongs, here's the Kong playlist. Also, you can see best Kong fillers and uses. Remember, subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, leave me a comment. What size Kong do you use for your dog or for your puppy? Thanks. I hope this has been helpful. Bye-bye from Joyce and Nikki.